the coast, you can feel the breeze, mindful of ghostly tales washing up on the beach. Dollie is the believer, but Ste he don't believe. Together they investigate. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Is there really ghosts, or is it all just fantasy? Dollie is on a mission, she has something to prove. Ste is a true skeptic, together they're unmoved. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Dollie stands her ground, so strong and so brave. Ste, being the skeptic, is so quick to run away. Debunk those jump scare sounds when there is truth it's all around. If Dollie can't debunk it, she is backed up by Ste. If he can't debunk it, they ask the community. If the community can't debunk it, and they all agree, bringing in the evidence. Paranormal by the sea. 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 Is there really ghosts, or is it all just fantasy? Dollie is on a mission, she has something to prove. Ste is a true skeptic, together they're unmoved. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea.
Paranormal by the sea.
Is it really ghost, or is it just fantasies? I do really like that intro, I'm not gonna lie.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, everybody. It's so great. I'm so glad that we're back to actually finally do a live. Our life's been really chaotic at the moment, hasn't it? So we haven't been able to do a live, but I'm so glad that we can do a live, have a catch up, have a chat about all things paranormal, all things spooky, and also about what our future investigations,
Future collabs,
My
future locations, experiments.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
And most importantly, get to see how you guys have been.
Yeah, so should we do some shout outs? Let's do some shout outs, everybody.
So good evening, Cheza.
Hello, my darling. Good evening, Max.
Good evening, the fabulous John Raven.
Good evening, Simply Spooky.
Good evening, Kai.
Good evening, Mystic Minor. I'm so sorry if I've said that wrong.
Good evening, David.
Good evening, Julie. How are you, my darling?
Good evening, Purple Ronnie.
Good evening, Michelle Brown.
Good evening,
Is
Jake.
it Michael? That's Michelle.
Michelle.
Good evening, Susan.
Good evening, David Wiley.
Good evening, Jay. Have you said Jay?
Yeah.
You did. You got 2 shout outs.
So yeah, that's all cool.
So yeah, how is everybody doing? How has everyone been? We've been great. We've just been busy.
We're very busy.
Yeah, we've had like we've had some really tough times. I'm not going to lie. We have been to locations. We went to 12 locations the last week in one night. We went 12 locations and we managed to get in one, and then Steve's camera cut out in the one that we was in, so we're not sure if we can use the footage yet. But yeah, so we had like 11 busts in one night, and it's not even like it's down the road to us. We have to travel quite a way as well, so
it gets hard as well. I've noticed a lot of other teams are having this issue as well, with locations being shut up. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people doing this at the minute, and obviously there's some people out there that like to trash stuff, so that don't really help with these places staying unlocked.
It's getting harder. So yeah, future bandos might not be. They might be a thing of the past, mightn't they?
Definitely.
So yeah. Apart from that, we're all right, aren't we? I'm just seeing if anyone else new has joined, so we can say good evening to them.
I don't think so.
No. So guys, how's everyone getting on with our new theme tune? Do you like it? Because it's here to stay. I love it. Find myself singing. It's a proper it's proper catchy, and I just find myself singing to it when I'm at home. Do you sing to it like when you're at work?
When I listen to it, it does pop in my head. So credits to Wisdom on that theme tune.
Thank you so much, Wisdom, because I'm really hard to work with, and he got it just right, didn't he? Because I knew how I wanted it to be. So yeah, I'm very hard to work with, aren't I? Especially when
just when it comes to the editing, it's just yeah, it gets on my nerves. You want too much.
No, I don't. I just want it perfect.
Good evening, Claire.
Good evening, my lovely. How are you? Thank you, Julie, and thank you, Mystic. They do really like our pinches. That's all good.
Yeah, yours is quite catchy as well, John.
John goes out and does his grocery and starts singing to his theme tune.
I just like it where it's got Harry mentioned in it. It's good.
Yeah, I do like a good old theme tune, me. So, is there anything that, because we haven't actually got a theme tonight, have we?
Topic.
We haven't got a topic tonight. So, yeah, if any of you guys want to ask us a question, or talk about our collabs. We can't say too much about the collab, so can we?
No, not
We
yet.
have got a big collab coming up, but we can't really say much about it. But when we can, we will reel it, won't we? But yeah, it's not to the new year, so I'm excited about that one. We've got a few actually. There's someone in this chat that we're collabing with soon, and you know who you are. Aren't we, Steve? It's going to be a really different one as well, because the two people that we're collabing with, we've never collabed with them before. And it's really weird because these two people that we're going to collab with, we actually met them on an investigation. We was actually doing an investigation and we met them while we was on the investigation. So yeah, and we've just stayed friends ever since, haven't we? So yeah, it's going to be different because they investigate so different to us, don't they? So it's going to be so good for experiments and stuff. Chester wants to tell us we can't tell anybody, it's a secret. But inside I'm just like, just tell them. I can't, unfortunately. But it's going to be good, ain't it?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be different in 2025. Hopefully want to maybe get a paid location in there a couple of times as well, just so it's safer when we're in these locations.
Mm-hmm. Good evening, Rodney, and good evening, Justin. How are you guys been? But yeah, I feel like I do things different anyway because of my experiments. I've tried to be a bit different because of the experiment side.
I mean, this week's experiment that Dollie come up with I personally think I would never have thought of it. So I don't know how you managed to think of it, but it's a really interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a good one. And do you know what? Like, we're not gonna. I can't say too much, but yeah, it's an interesting one this week because it all went off, didn't it?
It take us ages to find a place to actually investigate.
Lots happened inside it.
Lots happened inside.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Spirit and non-spirit, let's say.
Just don't think that can happen to us, didn't it? Really.
Good evening, Susan. I'm not sure if you said.
I did, yeah. Susan. I did. So yeah, I'm excited for 2025. And it's just getting hard to do abandoned properties, but I really, really do enjoy my abandoned properties because I just love like looking around and seeing how people used to live, and especially when they're like 20, 30 years old. It's just it's really amazing.
It's nice to go into these places and see the old light switches, and it's really nice. But on the flip side, it's so dangerous. That's why personally I would like to get a few paid locations done next year.
I'm not
so we can really set
them.
up the locations with multiple cameras and actually know that we can stay in that place and not be fearful of anyone coming in and one, confronting us, and two, coming in and taking our equipment.
It's all right, Steve. I handle that. I handle the confrontation.
Right, got a question.
Yeah, we have, and we've got some good evenings as well after. Yeah. Good evening, Exploring with Lucy. Hello.
Good evening. Where did I
it's about Doris. Right. So am I bringing Doris back? Yes, she's definitely coming back. We're going to do a bit more research on her. The lovely Cheza has done some research on Doris, which was really interesting, to be fair. But yeah, she's going to come back. She'll get out of the bag at some point. What did you guys think about that? Did you think it's paranormal? Do you think it's just a coincidence? Or do you think What else is there to think about, Doris?
See, for me, I'm 50-50. I'm not too convinced, but it was very strange. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and
It was even more stranger when we looked into the device and it doesn't have a mechanism in it that automatically goes off without physically being touched. But who knows?
Shares a love Doris. I'm going to try and find something else like Doris, but I just need to think about it a bit more. Because you can't choose any old toy. That's the thing, isn't it?
That's the thing. We want to use different things. We don't want to use your generic ghost
I
equipment.
don't like using things with batteries either. I try and avoid things with batteries, but with Doris, it was different because she had numbers on it and colours. So not only are you asking spirit to touch the device, which some devices can go off anyway because they're sensitive, they're time sensitive, or they're interaction toys where they'll just like every now and again go off as if to say, I'm still here, play with me kind of thing. So I try not to use battery operated toys, but with Doris, she had not only that she had the 1 to 4 on them, she had the, did she have 1 to 4 on them?
No, she
had the colours, sorry.
Yeah.
She had the colours on them. So I was more interested if I say to Spirit, can you touch pink, and pink went off, then I'd be like, okay, there's something into this. We can look into it a bit further.
Good evening, Kate. Hope you're well.
Good evening. How are you? Well, I've got an experiment that I've had for a very long time now, but I used it in the church. I'm just hoping that the church footage is going to be okay because it's the one that you've always wanted to use, isn't it?
It's a very interesting one. And because of what you've used, I don't want to say too much and give it away, but yeah.
Yeah, because you're not very good at secrets, Dave.
It's a very interesting one. So I'm hoping that footage is going to be good to use. If not, then we're going to have to just use that experiment in another location. I've got a question from Ches. When do I get to collab with you, bloody beautiful humans? Whenever you want.
Whenever you want to.
Maybe we can, because we do want to do a paid location this year. Maybe we can sort something out and maybe do a paid location together.
Yeah, that'd be really good. We could like do quite a few experiments as well, couldn't we?
And it'd be nice to have someone come along.
It'd be nice to bring a debunker
And a fresh pair of eyes on the whole scenario, what happens in these places.
Yeah. I'd bring everyone along if I could.
Yeah, I'd like to bring one of our viewers along as well at one point.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be really good as well.
Yeah. But no, Cheza, it will happen soon. As I said at the beginning, we've just been so busy. And obviously we're back on that. I've been in physio. I do physio quite a lot as well. So just finding time to do things, isn't it?
Does take a lot out doing this channel, doesn't it? Like with working and editing and then going out.
She's not a debunker. Sorry, Ches. She's just Cheza. We love Cheza, don't we?
I was watching play Fortnite the other day. I didn't realise how good she was at Fortnite.
Why don't you play with Cheza? Oh, because Steve's not very good.
I am good at Fortnite. I used to be pretty good at Fortnite, actually, when it used to be tilted towers and catty corner.
Yeah,
I used to be very
10
good.
years ago.
Sorry. It wasn't 10 years ago. It must have been about 4 seasons ago.
Oh, dear. You haven't got time now, have you, though, really?
It's hard. I might have to make a designated day just to go on it.
So, guys, what's been going on with you? It's been so long. We haven't spoke to anyone, have we? When was our last live? Just after my art?
It must have been, excuse me, a good couple of months ago.
Good evening, John Boy. How are you? John Boy's another one that wants to come on investigation as well, doesn't he? So, yeah, that'd be another collab. Thank you, Julie. Thank you to all our mods. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, we wouldn't know what we were doing with those links. I wouldn't have a clue.
Not a clue. Not a clue. Not missing anyone, are we?
Let me have a look.
As long as we're not missing anyone.
No.
So yeah, does anybody have any anyone got any questions for us? I can't say too much about our investigation without giving it all away. Even though I just want to say it, I can't.
Can you not think of any little subtle hints?
No, because it would just give it all away, wouldn't it, realistically? Even the experiment. I don't want to say too much about the experiment now because I want the viewers to see it on Sunday. In action, live. Have you got anything you want to say?
No, it's been so long I've lost the words. And you're lost the words, which is very, very unusual.
No, because I don't want to start a topic and then... Hello, John. He's just had a bath. Lynx has just had a bath, so he's chilling now.
I mean, the only thing... question.
You're always naughty, Shezza.
Julie said, have you finished your Christmas shopping?
Yeah. Steve's just going to get what he's given, I'm afraid. I have.
I've only bought 2 things. I'm still yet to go out.
So you've only bought me 2 things?
At the minute, yeah. Don't get emotional about it.
Why do men leave everything to the last minute? Seriously, men, why do you do this?
No, I'm going to go out this week, probably. This
Yeah,
weekend
sure.
and get a few more.
You better.
Susan's got a question for me. Are you any nearer to believing?
Good question.
That's a very good question. I'd probably say no. When I first started this journey, I was a full out and out skeptic. But now I did go to about 70-30, but now I'm probably about 80-20. Still being a skeptic. For me, I need to see something really significant that, that can't be affected by environmental change. But then again, even if I did see a spirit in front of me, would I believe it? That's the thing. Yes, it's different. It's just hard.
I just think because you're so focused on, I don't think you want to believe. I think the paranormal frightens you. I don't think you want to believe. I mean, I might be wrong, but I genuinely don't think you want to believe. Like, we did it, it's really weird because we did these investigations and Steve's all right. Like, Steve will go into the place, make sure it's all safe for me, or go in on his own. He doesn't really care. But if we're at home in the middle of the night, he won't flush the chain. He don't flush the chain. I hear him come running back in the bedroom because he's scared. I don't know what you think. Do you think there's a monster coming out of the toilet?
Paranormal does frighten me, but it's all because of the movies. It's all because of the movies.
This
and that's what it is. It's the movies.
This is what I say about Ouija boards. Like, everyone goes, oh, like, don't use the Ouija board, don't use the Ouija board. Like, I've used it all the time. I use it all the time. I've used it on my own. I've used it with you. I've used it with friends. Used it loads of time. Nothing's ever come out of it. It's hardly ever moved. I'm probably playing it wrong. I don't know. I think there's only one way you can play it, but nothing's ever happened with me playing the Ouija boards. It's because these movies hype them up so much. It's the same with cursed objects, or some people believe that items can have attachments to them and stuff like that. I think with the films have made them worse than what they are, and I feel like the films have made people scared of the paranormal, and you don't need to be scared of the paranormal. If you guys watched the video that came out on Sunday, was that the one that came out Sunday? Was the one that came out Sunday the Cups one?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was the other one.
Yeah, the one before that.
The one before that, when I was on the investigation, I was just explaining. I had a relative that passed away, and her bedroom was left how it was the day she passed away. Nothing was moved. It was all set up how she left it. Unfortunately, she passed away on Boxing Day. That's why I struggle with Christmas a bit. But yeah, she passed away on Boxing Day. And I would go up into her room. I would talk to her. Her ashes were on her dressing table. So I would talk to her. I would sit in her room. But there was a few family members that wouldn't go upstairs. They would only use the downstairs toilet. They wouldn't go upstairs and use the toilet. They were terrified. And I kept saying to them, she didn't hurt you when she was alive. So she certainly ain't going to hurt you now she's dead. And they were literally terrified to go upstairs. They just wouldn't go upstairs because they were scared that she was up there haunting it. I don't know. So I don't know. It was just because I'm so focused on finding the evidence, and I would love to speak to my nan again. So I think I'm not scared because I would love to speak to my nan again. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not scared of the paranormal. Like I said, I've never come across an evil spirit. I've never come across the devil or anything like that. So for me, it doesn't frighten me. One day I might be lucky enough to get poltergeist activity, and I will get so scared that I'll run out of a building. But as of yet, it's not happened to me.
Good evening, Sean Carter.
Did we say good evening to Sam Haynes?
No, we didn't. And
Good evening to Sam Haynes. How are you? We're just catching up. Good evening, Urban Decay. Yeah, so the clubs that are coming up, can't say just yet, can we?
Who said that question?
Urban. Someone called Urban. Did you not use it? Urban Decay? Did you not see it? You've gone past it, Steve. Right, I'm sacking Steve. Can we get a new person on the mice, please?
Yeah, so we do have a few collabs coming up in 2025, but unfortunately we can't really give too much away because obviously things change, people's lives get in the way. So we don't want to
say who we're going out with and then it all changes. And also we don't want to say who we're going out with because we've got a location as well. So we don't want our fans to come to the location. I'm joking. I'd love to do a meet and greet, but we're not famous yet, Steve. Oh dear.
Kate said the same.
Yeah, see, Kate's got the same as me. John don't feel anything, bless him. You would like to have no feelings like John. Just go and do an investigation on your own.
Yeah, I don't think I could do one on my own. We did actually talk about doing that, didn't we? We was going to go to two separate locations that are near each other.
Steve was going to drop me off at an abandoned building and I was going to conduct my own investigation. He was going to drive up the road to another abandoned building, but
because they're literally on the same road.
So you don't think you can do
safety wise, obviously for you, and
what do you mean
more so? Yeah, I don't really want to.
I'm
not comfortable doing that unless you can physically lock the door inside.
Yeah.
Then I would be more comfortable, which is why paid locations for me may be the way forward in the future because it is getting quite dangerous out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I do love abandoned buildings. I just do. I really do. Something about it. It's a bit addictive, really. It really is a bit addictive. I'm not going to lie. I'd love to go into the urbex as well. I'd love to just be an explorer and just explore all these buildings, but just haven't got time. Just like doing your investigation and doing the explorer on top. It'd be too much, wouldn't it? Because you've got to then edit 3 videos.
It's literally like a full-time. It's like a full-time job doing this.
I'd love to do this full time.
I would like.
So if there is any TV companies out there, I'm here. Don't know, Steve. Just don't know, do you? You never know who's watching.
We might be on Channel 4. You never know.
You never know.
We have Rodney says, I believe that if used properly and correctly, a Ouija board can be used if it's closed properly.
As I said, just for me, and this is like my personal opinion and my personal experience, just nothing's ever happened. And I have played it for about 2 hours as well because I know you've got to warm the board up and stuff, but it's just not happened for me. I just don't think spirits like me.
John Boy says there is a massive abandoned hospital next to Preston train station. It's only 20 minutes from me. I should go.
Oh, I'd love to go to a hospital.
Is it abandoned, John Boy, or is it like a paid location?
I don't think it'd be a paid location at hospital, would it? There'd be patients there. No, it'll be abandoned, I would have thought.
Oh, I would love to have our own little ghost camper van.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
Definitely, John. Can I come in your camper van if you win the lottery? We can all go on a trip around Europe, couldn't we? In John's camper van. That'd be brilliant. Love it. Yes, close down.
Kate doesn't like Ouija balls. Never use one and she never will. Good evening, Alan. Hope you're well.
My Jew's like that when I got it.
Yeah, see, I did a Ouija ball when I was younger, and then obviously things happen when you're young, but you don't know if people are pushing it.
And all the cupboards are
kind of scared. No, the cupboard did open. I'm being honest, it did open, but that could be anything
Maybe it's a bit of fishing rice,
Probably. But yeah, we did frighten ourselves, and we won't go back in the house.
It's another question, isn't it, as well? Why does a lot of things happen when you're younger? Like, I've had so many experiences when I was younger. I don't get me wrong, I've had experiences all through my life. But why is it that a lot of things happen when you're younger?
Maybe because they say when you're younger, you're more, when you have like young children, they have, they say, what is it, an imaginary friend? Are they imaginary friends? I think children have no fear, do they? So
yeah,
I think they don't. Whereas an adult will shut themselves away from certain scenarios, because I know I would. Yeah, John said the same. They're susceptible.
Yeah.
You're more open when you're younger.
Yeah. Could be. So is it like, because obviously I had paranormal experiences when I was younger, but I still get them now. Whereas you've never had a paranormal experience when you've been younger, so you've maybe will never have one.
I've never had. The only unexplainable thing I had was when my dad passed away. We was all downstairs, and then literally we heard footsteps on the side of the bed and walk across to the landing where the bathroom was. That's the only experience we've had. Well, I've personally had anyway.
I was with you, weren't I, when that happened?
Could have been the floorboards creaking. Who knows? But
could have been your dad saying
it was a strange one.
Oh, again, time loop.
Because it was the same sort of time he would usually get up and go to the bathroom.
That's why I'm so strong with that theory, because of the experience I had at your dad's house. Thank you so much, Sam Haynes, for being a member. Thank you. Thank you so much.
But yeah, it's strange. It's nice to come on here as well, because so many people have so many experiences, and it's nice that we can all just come in here and share
whether it's a good experience
non-judgmental. Everyone comes in here and a chat, explains their experiences. It's really nice.
No matter how strange the experience is,
Kate said when my nana passed, a picture fell off of the wall and broke the plug socket.
Yeah. I've had a few stories where people have said picture frames has fallen off when people have passed away. And
I've heard stories where like butterflies or something are constantly going around.
Yeah.
And
if you believe in that,
believe in that, yeah.
Yeah. Or you see the same bird every morning after someone passed away. Yeah. It does.
Or the same cat or something like that. People believe,
if you believe in reincarnation. Yeah. I mean, did any of you guys believe in reincarnation? Do you believe in reincarnation?
No.
See, right, this is where it's going to get tricky, right? Because I have deja vu, right? And I think like I said, I've had this really strange experience where I've gone to a castle and I've spoke about things in the castle that I wouldn't have known. So how did I know that? Was I there years ago? Was that my previous life?
Or have you heard it somewhere?
Or have I time travelled or something?
Or have you time travelled? That's a totally different.
I could have been a time traveller, Steve.
I personally think you've heard that bit of knowledge, that information from somewhere. You've tucked it away.
Do you know my brain's really not like that clever, Steve?
You're very clever.
I'm with experiments, but not. But yeah, I've had deja vu a lot. But is deja vu, or is it because you've been reincarnated? Some people can tell a whole life story, can't they?
True. I've had a feeling of a presence in my old house growing up. In the back room, we later found out a man himself in there.
Wow.
That comes down to the same sort of thing as when you was younger in your property, in your parents' property.
Yeah, so when I lived at home with my parents, I'd see an old lady on the floor, and it looked like she was crawling on the floor, or she was on the floor, and it was 1 minute past 12 every night time. Every night I'd wake up, and she would be on the floor, and I didn't really say much because my parents aren't believers in the paranormal, so I didn't really say much. But then I found out only what, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I was talking to my dad's neighbour, and he said about it, didn't he?
Mm.
He said, "Oh, the old girl." He said the old girl that used to live in your house was constantly falling over and asking for help.
And apparently she was there for a couple of days.
She broke her
No,
hip,
no one,
and no one knew
no one
about
knew
it.
she was there. She was on the floor.
She was on the floor asking for help. Nobody knew about it. She had a walking stick. She sprang a walking stick, and nobody knew she was there. So again, yeah, that. So again, my theory of the time looping thing. Do you get what I mean? All comes back to the time looping. Do you believe in time loops?
Do I believe in time loops?
Well, I call it time looping. It's just my theory.
Probably. It's going to take a lot to convince me of the paranormal, for being honest, because the paranormal is, if there is such thing as the paranormal, for me, it's a massive spectrum. It's not going to be a traditional knocks, bangs, and things getting chucked across the room. For me, it could be feelings, it could be smells, could be anything. So until we scientifically prove this, then I don't think I will ever be a full believer.
I don't think you're ever going to believe.
Although we have had a few circumstances, unexplainable things happen.
Mm-hmm.
When we've been with other teams as well, we've had unexplainable things, and none of us understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me, I need to probably physically see something, or see something physically levitate.
But if it comes back to feelings and only certain people can see it, you may never see it because you're not a believer.
Well, that's my theory, because I don't believe. Do the spirits know I don't believe, and think, why the hell am I going to talk to you?
And also, as well, guys, it was really, I told him off the other night, because you know what he does? What he likes to do is he likes to ask a question, and then likes to ask a question, and then likes to ask a question. So spirit is there. Spirit's not going to know what he's going on about. He's just asking question after question. And I said to him, ask the question, wait a few minutes, because if you're not waiting a few minutes and you do get that tap or that knock or that sound or whatever, how do we know what question they're asking, what question they're answering? Sorry. Again, it comes back to my experiments. So with the experiments, at least I've got things for them to touch and to set off and play with, so I can ask them to touch it for a yes or a no or whatever I'm asking for. Steve don't. He just goes on and on and on.
I think that with me, I think I get a bit nervous because you don't know who's going to come in.
See, when I'm in the zone, Steve, I'm in the zone. I get into a zone, so I get like, right, I'm ready to go now. Let's get on with the investigation. So I don't think about that. I don't think about the danger because I get into the zone.
I don't think you think about danger in real life either.
No.
Just walk darting across
My
the
brain
road.
just doesn't.
You see something in the shop window, a sale sign, and you've legged it across the road.
Yeah, it's really bad, guys. I don't look across the road when I should, really. You know what it is, right? It's because my brain just goes too quick.
Yeah, Sam Haynes says he basically needs to see it with his own eyes. Even then, he'd probably, doubt himself what he saw. And I agree with that.
I just think if you're a believer, you're a believer. If you're not a believer, it's going to take so much, and even then, will you believe?
I think a lot of people don't believe because of, unfortunately, what we've grown up watching on the TV. Some of these massive paranormal channels do exaggerate things. It does put a doubt in people's minds. It's
a shame that people ruin it for others, but we are out there to prove there's paranormal. We're out there to get the truth, and we're out there to get evidence for you guys. So, and that's what I'll carry on doing.
And we'd always leave it up to you guys whether you believe.
Yeah, but you know, all the evidence that I gather, you can sit there and you can go through it yourself, and it'll be whether you believe it or not. Because again, I never say anything's 100%. I genuinely did believe we've caught paranormal activity, and I genuinely believe that breath that we caught was paranormal. Yeah. But I'll never say to everybody else, "Oh, you need to believe in it," because again, it's up to everybody else. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it.
See, that breath thing for me was probably the most thing that was unexplainable. One, because of where we was in an asylum and what they used to do in asylum with the cold baths.
Ice baths, yeah.
And then literally that noise we did hear did sound like someone was getting in an ice bath.
Yeah, they sound like
it was strange. I can't explain it.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got a really good experiment for you guys when we go back to the asylum. We can't wait. It's yeah.
And this one was actually my idea.
Yeah. It was your
Yeah,
idea. That's if we can get back into design, and we're not sure if it's shut yet. But
If
yeah.
not, we'll have to use it in another location.
Yeah. But yeah, exciting stuff. 2025 is going to be exciting, isn't it?
I just can't believe we've had this channel now for
A year and a bit.
just over a year now.
We've come so far.
It's crazy.
We've come a long. I think you've come a long way.
Yeah, I just wanted
You
to
were
be a
shy.
cameraman, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
And you were so shy as well.
Not the fact I was shy, it's the fact of I
you
didn't
was.
want to say the wrong thing.
You were shy.
Well,
You
I
was like, oh, I'll
was.
be the cameraman because I don't like being on TV. And then you was like, you had a script in your pocket. And he'd look at the script quickly and he'd go, right, go. And then I'd film it and he'd go, no, it doesn't sound right. And then he'd do it again, it doesn't sound right. And then he'd go, oh, I give up, I'm just going to be the cameraman. He'd have this massive hissy fit on set. And I'd just be like, look, Steve, get on with it. You
I
can
was
do
the
it.
cameraman to begin with.
Yeah.
And then I'd start talking over the camera, and then
And you just got into
I
it.
started getting into it.
Yeah. But yeah, you had this thing at the beginning, didn't you?
I want us to do this.
Yeah, he used to look up and talk, and I said, the camera's there, you've got to get used to looking in it. But he used to look up at the sky as if someone up there's going to help
Well,
him.
maybe they were.
The strangest thing ever.
See, John's the same. He used to write things down to say.
I find that harder though.
Well, yeah, when you got
I find
script,
scripts
it's gonna be
harder. I find when you just flow with it, it's so much more natural. It's so much more better, and it's better just to flow with it than it is with the script. Obviously, with locations that have got history, I write it all down, but I don't read from it because otherwise you'll just see me going. So basically, this church was built here, and I will, because my mind goes quicker than my mouth. It will all, it just won't work very well for me.
Although you did get in trouble the other day, didn't you? By someone.
Yeah. Yes, we had another channel debunk us.
But it wasn't debunked. He didn't like the way that he stuff in the church.
Yeah, he said that our worldviews wasn't very good, and yeah.
But the good thing is, he said our investigations were really professional.
He said the
Which is
investigations were good, yeah, but he had a very strong opinion about us being in a church. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter.
Everyone's got their own.
Everyone's got their own opinion, and you know, like I said, I welcome anyone's opinions, and it's good to have feedback, and it's good to, you know, when people do give you feedback, you just accept it, and you can change the way that things are if you don't feel like it's going in the right direction for you. Yeah, definitely, John Boy. Just let it flow. Otherwise, it just don't go very well.
We will. I'll give you a message with the person, Ches. We have another question from Urban Decay. How comes we don't use equipment?
Right. So when I first started the channel, I did use apps, and I used to use the cat balls, and I used to use REM pods, and I do use SB7 box, my spirit box, and that's the only bit of ghost equipment I use.
Yeah, only because we've not had anything.
But yeah, only because you can't manipulate it anyway. We limit it so that there's mostly static coming through it, and if we do get pickup radio stations, we turn it off. So I used to use them. But then I've watched other channels, and other channels debunk them and manipulate them. And they're just, for me, I would rather have a positive than a false positive, where it can be like, oh, it could have been this, it could have been that, it could have been weather. So with cat balls, it could have been the weather changing, it could have been the wind.
Could have been when you've had it in your pocket.
Where you've had it in your pocket and it's got on hot and cold. REM pod, if you've got a two-way radio and someone's using it, it can manipulate that. If the battery's getting low, it then manipulates it. And there's just loads of other things that can manipulate the ghost equipment. Plus as well, and I always say it, and I always will say it, how can a ghost use a phone app? That's it. So for me, it's just like, yeah, no, I can't. We did use the ghost apps, and we did get coincidences. I'm not going to lie. But now looking back on it, were they listening to me? Was there some sort of microphone? Did they listen to me? Is there some sort of GPS built into that specific app that pinpoints where you are? So it knows you're in a church and it will spit out all words
For
from that
every
church.
app when you download, you have to, give permissions. What are you giving permissions for?
Yeah. So that's just why it's just more manipulation from, I'm open. I've gone out with teams that have used equipment. It doesn't bother me, but it's just, for me, it's false positives. And I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, the REM pod's going off when it could just be something else. That's why when I use my experiments, I try to limit batteries and things that can move. But thank you for the question, though. Yeah, John Boy said the same. But the apps listen. I do think they do. It was just weird how they kept saying things after you were saying it.
They are up for me with the phone apps. The big thing is they have word banks in them. If a spirit can manipulate the device, why would there be a word bank in it? Well, why don't you just make a word whatever it wants?
Also as well, like it's the same with the SB7 box, right? I've got an SB7 box, but if they can talk into the SB7 box, then you should be able to hear it loud and clear on your DJI mic and your camera mic. So for me, it's just...
You're constantly running an EVP if they speak in the
so I won't use an EVP full stop. I just don't like them. But same with EVPs. If they are talking to the EVP box, why can't you hear them on your mic and your camera? But again, it's me. I'm not a debunker. It's just my personal opinion. That's all. But I haven't got anything against the equipment at all. Same with the bell. There's a bell out on a wooden plank. I went and bought a normal bell because the wooden, you don't know what's underneath that wooden plank. It could be something that buzzes and manipulates it. Sorry, John. Oh, look, he's had to put his fingers in Harry's ears. Oh, Harry.
Sorry, Harry.
Can't wait to meet Harry.
We do have another question.
Okay.
Do you have any problems with other paranormal teams? As people, I always see people arguing.
No.
No problems.
No. No problem.
No problem. The way I say it is there's no right or wrong way of investigating. Some people like to use apps for conversation fillers, and if they forget answers, if they don't know what to say question-wise, sometimes that little thing that comes through on the app can actually help someone ask a question.
Yeah.
Same with the devices. We're not saying any of the devices are useless. We're just saying, for us personally, we feel we don't want to put our channel in that direction because we don't believe in it. And if you don't believe in something, why are you going to use it?
Yeah. And we haven't had any problems with other teams, have we?
No.
Again, there's other teams out there that, do fake evidence, but it's not up to us to call that out, is it really? So we just don't, we haven't had any problems with other teams. Our community is amazing. It is amazing. Our followers are amazing. And as I've always said, I like to think that when you come into our lives, it's a safe space for you to talk about anything you want to talk about, really. We're all here for everybody, aren't we? The community's here for everybody. So it's just nice. There's no point in ever being negative. We're always positive, aren't we? Even like with feedback that we get, we're positive.
We're all out to prove the same thing.
Exactly. And everyone proves it in different ways, which is great. The only thing I will say is just don't fake your evidence, because then you're not a paranormal channel. You're an entertainment channel. As soon as you start faking, you're an entertainment channel, not a paranormal channel. So that's the only thing I can say, really.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you. Do you like questions?
Yeah, John said he uses the app just to help him speak. He doesn't take what comes out of it as paranormal.
Oh, that's all right, Max. No worries. Just stay honest and stay respectful. Again, I like to think I'm respectful to the spirits. I talk to them like they're really there. I honestly do. I talk to spirit. I say, "How are you? How are you doing?" When I come into the home, you should actually record this. But when I walk into a home, I always say, "Spirit, if there is a spirit here and you're unhappy with me being here, please let me know before the cameras go on and that and stuff." But we have started filming ourselves walking into locations now, haven't we?
We've done it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, good evening, Anthony.
Good evening.
From Korea.
Wow, hello. But yeah, we're just, It's like when we went to Ron's, weren't it? It was Christmas Eve, and I wished him a Christmas. You know, I just said like, have a really lovely Christmas, and that as if he was still there. That's how I like to investigate as an investigator. I like to talk to spirit as if they're there. Most of the time, I'm talking to an empty house or walls or mold, but I do like. I don't know. I just like to feel that if they are listening, that you need to talk to them as if you were a friend. You know, at the end of the day, you're an intruder. You've come into their house. So I like to sit there and talk to them and say to them, you know, reassure them that we're not here to hurt or burgle you. Because you just don't know. You don't know if they're in their own world. You don't know. And they're thinking, who are you coming in like that? And they get terrified of us. And then it's horrible to think. I wouldn't want a spirit to be terrified of us.
Because I know if I was someone in my own and see two people coming into a location, into my property, unannounced, it would make me feel nervous. But yeah, we just go into the properties. We don't really touch anything inside. We leave it as
we try and look for dates.
We look for dates just to get a rough idea.
So if there's a newspaper, you'll pick that up, won't you? Have a little look, but you always put it back.
I did see another question. Let me scroll up a bit. Alan, what's your thoughts on REM pods?
So at the beginning, obviously, I did use a REM pod. They can be manipulated with a two-way radio. Also, when their batteries are running out, they do go off. I just can't see what attracts a spirit to a REM pod. Again, it's if you believe in energy or you believe spirits are like us but transparent. It's how you believe that. Like for me, our REM pod went off quite a lot, and it got to the point where I was like, look, we can't get this lucky every time, can we? So in the end, I just got rid of it because it was just too much. That's why with my own experiments, if they don't go off, then I think, oh, okay, maybe they will go off eventually.
But yeah, for me, I don't really like the REM pods. At the beginning, I loved it. When it was going off, I was thinking we had spirit communication all the time. But when you sit there and watch these people that break down these devices and you get an understanding of why they're going off, how easily they can be manipulated by environment change or certain other devices that you have on your person, that it does make you question some of the responses that you were getting.
We also found as well, every time we put our REM pod, because obviously at the beginning of our journey, we only really did graveyards because we didn't know about abandoned buildings and we didn't know how to get in and we didn't know how to find them or anything like that. We thought you had to have a license to go in them, we didn't. We didn't know you could just walk in them. So at the beginning, we always did outside graveyards, didn't we? All the time. And we realised every single time you put the REM pod near some sort of running water or under a drain, it went off constantly. And I think that's when we just thought, no, it's constantly going off. And we realised it's because it was near water. So I don't know why that set it off, but it did.
Although we have had a few unexplainable things with it, the one in the church.
Yeah, look, if you believe in orbs. So we did have this... it sounded like there was walking behind someone we was with, and then you don't see this. I didn't see this with my eyes. I only saw it when we was playing back evidence. It looked like this orb floated like this, and it just floated into the antenna on the REM pod, and then the REM pod went off. That was really strange. But again, like I was saying, like spirits could use this equipment. We don't know, but they can be manipulated as well. So for me, if it can be manipulated, it can't be used in a spirit investigation. And if a spirit can use all these gadgets, then I'm sure they can use other gadgets that aren't expensive.
See, I've always said that all of these ghost equipment could actually work, but not all the time. We don't know. And where, unfortunately, things do manipulate it, it's not going to make me believe in the evidence.
Definitely.
Do you have another question?
Yeah, definitely missed it. Too many things can interfere with a REM pod. I find that with the cat balls as well. We were in a place that was leaking. Well, not leaking, but dripping. And the cat balls were constantly going off. And I think it was the leaking from the water setting them off.
Do some collabs with bigger channels help you guys get more known?
Who have we come up with that's really big? We haven't really come up with a massive channel, have we?
No, we've. So I personally think it probably does help you get out there, but I think if you're a likable person and people like what you're doing, that's how you're going to.
I just think if everyone investigates differently, so you're going to have different audiences to what people like. So for me, again, it comes back to there's no right or wrong way of investigating. It's just if you investigate differently, and I try to be really different. Like I'm just constantly trying to be different. The way I ask questions, the way I come up with my own experiments. So I personally just try to be different. I don't follow the crowd, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm sure to a certain degree it does help you get a little bit of exposure.
Could do, yeah.
John said, your best cat ball was the one that rolled down the stairs.
Yeah, see, Steve doesn't believe that was paranormal, unfortunately.
I believe that was probably gravity.
Steve, we was there 2 hours. How can gravity push a ball downstairs in 2 hours?
What you don't understand is, although the ball was away from the stair lip, gravity is eventually going to push that down, whether it be 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 hour.
No, I don't believe in that.
I do. There'd be something springing back up. For me, it was strange, but I don't believe that.
Non-believer. I do. I believe that. Because as well, before that happened, I said to you, didn't I? Oh, geez, I thought I just saw someone standing by the stairs where the ball was. Then the ball goes down.
But the weird thing was, the ball did flash before it went down the stairs. So that was...
So something set it off to flash it. So again, paranormal.
Weather change. Environmental change.
Weather change was in a mansion.
Well, as the night goes on, temperature does get colder.
Steve, it was paranormal, right?
It wasn't. 50-50.
I just don't see how gravity can pull a ball down in 2 hours, Steve. I just don't think so. It's chilly here as well in England. I don't know.
Sorry for getting this wrong. Anthony? It might be Anthony.
It's very chilly here. It is chilly here. What's it going to take for Steve to believe? I don't even think if the devil appeared and started shouting him, he'd believe it. He'd think he's having hallucinations or something.
Put it this way.
You think you're dreaming a lot.
It's probably going to take a lot. I don't think I'll ever be a full believer because obviously I'm always going to doubt myself if I do see something. But hopefully, you never know, it may change. But I think it's good that we have a believer and a non-believer on the channel because
it makes it different.
It doesn't make one person jump to one thing. We have a bit of a debate, don't we?
I'd say it's more of an argument, Steve.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's cut out for us arguing.
But it used to be, not so much.
We leave a lot in now for you guys because at first we didn't think it was professional to leave in the arguments, but I think people just love it, so we leave it in now. And also Stephen's got a thing about cutting. He hates it when videos get cut a lot, so we try and leave as much raw footage in as we can, don't we?
Because when you're cutting, I find when you're cutting a video, you can put the bits in that you want. So if you're just running it through, then it's a true reflection.
Especially if you're using equipment, you can.
Another question.
Oh, I like questions. Go on, Ghosty.
Are there any reportedly haunted locations that you would not want to investigate? If so, why? Yeah,
there is actually. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I don't know if I want to say it. There might be loads of people here.
Is it the one that I think you're going to say?
So basically, 30 East Drive is supposedly meant to be haunted. I just don't want to go there. I'm not interested in it one bit. I wouldn't see. Steve wants to go there, so we will eventually go there, right? But I don't personally want to go there. I don't want to investigate it. I think it's been over-investigated. And if we do ever go there, like I said, I don't really want to go there. But if we do ever go there, I have got a very different theory to everybody else that's been there. So I will just say that theory, and I am going to do an experiment there, which is completely different. I've never seen any other channel do it. That's if we do end up going. Now, I know you really want to go.
For me, I want to go there, but just at once to tick it off the list, because apparently it's the most haunted place in Europe, I think I've heard. If it is, then surely there'd be a lot more evidence than what there is online. But as we know, you've got to go to places multiple times, if not thousands of times, hours and hours and hours of research, and bring your data together and then come to that conclusion. But for me, yeah, I would like to go there.
But is there anywhere that you're not interested, that's haunted, that you're not interested in? You don't care, do you?
For me, I'll go anywhere just to give it a go.
But yeah, no, for me, 30th Drive, I'm not. It just, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't appeal to me. I think it's been over investigated as well, and I just feel like if we were to investigate it, would everyone want to watch us there? Because there've been so many other teams that have gone there. But that's just my opinion. I like to be different, and yeah, I want to go Alcatraz and investigate Alcatraz on my own.
I mean, if they would
leave me on my own, take a speedboat, Steve, drop me off with all my equipment, yeah, all my experiments, right, and then yeah, just leave me. Come back in a couple of days.
There is one UK house I would like to go into, but unfortunately, we can't go in it, which is the Enfield. Was it the Enfield Haunted?
Yes.
But we do have our theories on that take as well. Obviously, back in the day, there was a lot of.
I thought he was going to sing a song then.
Back in the day, was literally, unfortunately, mental health wasn't known. So maybe
that's a whole new video, Steve. You're just going into a whole new video now. But that's the question that you need to answer. That's all. Sorry, guys, I have to time in sometimes.
I won't say anything.
No, because you're going to go down a whole new. People asking those questions, you're going to go into a whole new topic there.
Do you think some things are overlooked that could be real?
Yes, definitely.
Possibly.
Definitely, because we do have certain taps and bangs, and Steve's very quick to just say, oh, it's like the asylum, when a massive row in the asylum, because he was telling me it was the leaves on the window. It wasn't leaves on the window. When we played it back, it was full-on footsteps. Full-on bang, bang, bang coming down the stairs.
And when we looked outside, there was no branches there or anything, was
no,
there?
because it was the other side. It was the side that you said had branches, and it actually wasn't. But yeah, I do think, like, as well, it comes back to when you're walking down the street and you see somebody, and then you turn around and you're like, I swear I saw somebody, now they've gone. And you overlook that. Could that have been really somebody there? You know what I mean? But then again, I am such a strong believer in the paranormal, so yeah. Is there any more questions? I don't want to miss anybody. Yeah, Mag said the same thing. Kate
same with Mystique. Full house.
No, Jay, you haven't missed anything. We were just saying about 30th Drive being overdone. And that it's something there that I really wouldn't want to investigate, but we might do later on because Steve wants to investigate it.
It'd probably be when no one goes there, to be fair, when it's dropped off the radar.
See, the Conjuring House I wouldn't want to do either.
See, I would like to go there.
See, I
once again, just to see how it is, but it's mega expensive.
I just wouldn't want to go there either. You really want to do the Rose ship, don't you? Mary Rose. I'll do Mary Rose, but it's not something that it's not on my list. My list is Alcatraz.
I would like to do like a penitentiary in America.
Oh,
that would be brilliant.
That is Alcatraz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get excited and not even
I would love to do Alcatraz.
Get excited and I'm not even going there. Yeah, Alcatraz for me. Leave me there 2 days. I'll take me mattress and everything. I would. Imagine all the noises you'd hear there while you're sleeping. You could even hear inmates singing. You could just join in with them. I'd love it. You would absolutely, like, I can see you terrified now thinking about going on your own.
I won't go in on my own. I'm going with you.
I would. Oh.
Wow, Alcatraz is amazing. Was there in 2008?
So Max has been. Oh, you're so lucky to go. I bet it was amazing.
It's just the history that goes with it.
And also as well, like how silent it would be. So that one noise, it would proper echo. So if you did catch spirits singing, how beautiful would that be?
Yeah, but then you've got to think about the waves hitting the rock.
Oh, there you go.
If the waves are hitting the rock.
I know a wave from a man singing, Steve.
The environment makes some really weird noises.
All right, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm going up my own next time, guys. Have we missed more questions?
Worst building you have done?
Ooh, for an investigation or for, as in worst building we've done, as in it's scary or mouldy or falling down on us?
For me, the worst building we've done is the video that we didn't even put out.
The epilepsy hospital.
Yeah. I do have it edited, but I just haven't put it out.
I'm trying to see, every building's beautiful. They're all beautiful. They're once somebody's home or a building that people used. So for me, I can't ever say, just they're all beautiful. Like I say, when I walk in there, I just find it amazing how people used to live. I'm trying to think of the worst building though.
What about that care home that had fire damage in certain parts?
I really enjoyed it though. I enjoy the really messy buildings.
See, when you go into a place and it's really clean and abandoned place, you feel like you shouldn't be there.
It doesn't
because you feel like walk in.
I like the messy ones, like House 62. I loved it. That was like a horror movie, wasn't it? That was like a horror movie walking in that place.
Yeah, Jay says he doesn't think East Drive's haunted.
No. I mean, I've never been there, so I can't say it's not haunted, but I'm not interested.
People have had experiences there.
Yeah, which you can't take away from anybody.
Take away someone's experience.
No, but I just personally wouldn't want to investigate it. Again, if we get round to doing it, I will do it, but it's not something I want to do. It's something you want to do.
I would like to go to the state penitentiary in Philadelphia.
Oh, me too, John boy. Let's go.
Do you think there is a chance of running out of places in the UK to investigate with so many teams out there going to the same places?
Yeah, so we had 11 busts the other night and we got in one place. And then we went out the week after that and we couldn't get into any. We did 13, I think it was.
I think we was out for like 12, 13 hours.
13 places we couldn't get into. They were all locked up or all inaccessible. Yeah, like it didn't. One of the mansions we went to had all anti-climb paint on the wall. So yeah, it was completely inaccessible, and the wall had only just been put up, wasn't it? It was that in boards, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it just had anti-climb paint all the way around, so it wasn't. I mean, even if you I can't climb, but even if you was someone like an explorer that climbed into buildings, you still wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. Again, if the door's open, we go in it. If the door's not open, we don't go in it. So yeah, it's getting very hard now to find pins that have doors open, isn't it? Because I think what it is because so many people do urbexing now, and then obviously the paranormal teams are now going into abandoned buildings as well. I think the neighbours are clicking onto it, and maybe the councils are clicking onto it, and they're thinking, right, we don't want people in there now, which is a shame, really, because again, it goes back to if you're going to go in there and steal, if you're going to go in there and steal the copper, because it's the copper. Once you steal the copper, you start getting leaks, don't you? And then the building falls down, and then if it's got asbestos in it, that's when it becomes dangerous. So it is a shame, but I can imagine years and years ago, you probably didn't have that problem. I'm wondering if all the places were just left as they were. But it's definitely getting harder now.
I mean, every time I'm online, you see a new channel pop up, urbexing wise or paranormal wise. It's such a big thing at the moment.
I mean, we've bumped into a few urbexers, haven't we? We've been out and about. Which is nice to meet other people when you're out and about. But at the same time, when you're doing it, when you're filming and that, and then someone comes in, you've got to stop and then.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Lucy. The Wellbeing building didn't feel abandoned.
Especially with the light.
And the alarm was very annoying.
Yeah, that was.
But I did really enjoy the little reception bit. That was really good.
That was really strange. It didn't fit the building. It didn't fit the building. It looked like 40 Towers reception, didn't it? You liked the swimming pool though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I liked the swimming pool.
And the church was amazing, stunning. Never known a church to be in a wellbeing centre. It was absolutely stunning. Unfortunately, that was an investigation we couldn't do either. That was a bust because the alarm was going off constantly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a true reflection of the
No, it wouldn't have been. But it was huge.
Kate said, so do you think it's the building that's haunted or the land? Personally, for me, if there is such thing as a paranormal, I would say it's possibly the land.
So for me, I want to believe it's the building, but again, with my theories and all, me just being me, is it that when you ask spirit to come forward, anyone can, whether they're attached to the house, whether they're attached to the land, or is it just a spirit that's passing and thinks, oh, okay, I'll have a chat with you, and they come in? Yeah, so who knows? Who knows? The paranormal is so big, isn't it?
What was your first investigation ever? Oh, don't.
So our first ever investigation was a church
It's
graveyard.
apparently the most haunted church in Essex.
Yeah, apparently. There's got to be some truth to it, because on Halloween they block the whole church off with police and residents. The whole of the residents come out in this specific village, and they don't let anyone down there unless you belong to the village. We tried to do it at Halloween and we just couldn't. There's police and village people and
It's
everything.
a bit like Pendle Hill. They don't.
Yeah,
the
they don't
residents
like
don't like you there at all.
No.
Don't like you with cameras.
Yeah, I mean, even when we was investigating the church, we had a resident come out and ask us what we was doing, and she said, "Oh, they're just rumours. They're just rumours. It isn't haunted," and stuff like that. And she just didn't like us being there at all, did she? I would love to get in that church though. I would love to get in the church, but they're just not going to let us. They get very But yeah, it was our first ever was a graveyard, and that's because we had all the apps, so we could. Oh, my hip is really playing me up. But yeah, looking back on it, it was still a good investigation, I think.
Well, yeah, I often.
We had a lot of history back
There
then,
was a
didn't
lot
we?
of
We did a lot of
history.
history with the place.
We did have some coincidences with it.
Yeah. It's just a shame with the abandoned building. So there's a little tiny bit of history with the one that's coming out, and that's only because we spoke to somebody that was there at the time. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's really hard when you go into these abandoned buildings and there is no history.
But what I might do for you guys, I've still got all the footage for that. One day I might re-edit it and put it up.
What one?
The one we went to the church.
Oh, my first ever investigation.
First ever investigation, just to see how we did do it back then.
I think it's the same. I generally don't think I've changed.
The only thing that's different is we used equipment, isn't it?
Because you've changed. You're
Oh, yeah,
way
definitely.
more
I've
confident
changed,
now.
definitely, yeah.
You say things without thinking about, oh, should I have said that? Whereas I've always just said it. But you're so confident now. I think you could do an investigation on your own now.
Oh, that's a shame. Went back today and the pool in the church has been locked shut. The rest is open. So when we went into that little church chapel bit, it did look like
it was
being used.
Because they had all Christmas
like Christmassy
stuff
bits
for
in it.
sale, didn't they? They had like Christmas
Like postcards and stuff like that. So,
but then again, churches that we've been in that have been open 24 hours have got they've got postcards for sale, and you just put your money for a little box thing, don't you? Is it like a trust box or something? They call it a trust box or something like that. So maybe that's why the church bit was open. Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
You can turn off the alarm. People don't come there. Would be good to do an investigation.
We did try, but our cameras were picking up that alarm.
I did actually try to turn off the alarm. So it was a little like silent button. I pressed it and the alarm would come back on. So
within about 5 seconds.
So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't do an investigation there, but it was a lovely place. The outside is.
If the alarms get turned off, we'll go straight back, won't we?
Just hopefully it's in a good state.
Yeah.
I watched Justin's interview with Peter Underwood, grandson, yesterday. Find it very fascinating and interesting how Peter investigates what equipment he used. What do you guys think if you've heard of him?
I haven't, I'm afraid.
We haven't. We didn't actually catch Justin's interview, but we do have a few videos we do need to catch up on.
Yeah, so we'll have a little look, Claire. We will have a little look, Claire. Unless you can like break it down for us and let us know. But yeah,
they're pitchforks.
Don't, Julie, don't. Honestly, it was so bad. They literally they gather around and they stop you going up the hill. It was weird. Like You didn't believe me because you're not from where it is, are you? And you was like, no, they don't block it off Halloween. Come on, we're just going to do it. And we went up there Halloween to do it. And he was like, oh, you was right. Yeah.
There's a
It
pound
is
of weird,
weird.
wasn't there? Like all people
Police
there.
cars,
Yeah.
2 police cars, because there's another entrance. I was like, don't worry, I know another entrance. We'll sneak round. And there's a police car there as well. Yeah, it is actually known for witches, so it wouldn't surprise me if they had pitchforks and and all that.
There are much older graveyards in the UK than in the US. So much history.
Yeah, we are quite lucky. We do have a lot of history. It's just I find it so hard to investigate a graveyard without apps or ghost equipment, because you've got the natural sounds of the leaves moving, the birds in the trees, foxes, badgers. So for me, the noise contamination is too much for me, if that makes sense.
Question from Jay. Are you thinking of going to the care home, exploring the NC has been to? We do have that location.
But it's a very long way for us to go.
It's a long way
for us to go. But we're like I said, I'll investigate any abandoned property or any abandoned building just within reason. Within the travel limit, that's it.
I mean, we are planning to go in the area where that care home is situated in the new year. So fingers crossed it's open and possibly we can make that one of the destinations we stop at.
That's really what Julie put. Yeah, they definitely had it out for us. They definitely had it out for us, though, didn't they?
Who a Kate put? I don't want to say it. I don't think.
Oh wow!
Say that.
No, don't say that. And nothing surprises me anymore.
You're from Kent, aren't you, Kate?
Nothing surprises me. What's your favourite place to explore, or not explore? Investigate this. Well, no, actually, you're more of an explorer, aren't you?
See,
you like going in there and explore, because when we do the walkarounds for the members, you love doing all that.
I love. See, for me, I love the fact of exploring. I like going in people's places to see how they once lived, and it's just going up to that. It's like looking through the maps and looking for overgrowth. It's just all part of the excitement for me. And when you do get in that location, it's just amazing, and it's nice to see how people lived. You see like their old cutlery, their old ornaments. It's just really, I love it. Whereas you love you like both, to be fair, but you're more a paranormal buff.
No, I do like exploring. Again, if I had the time to do exploring during the day and then paranormal overnight, I would love to do it, because I'd love to go in there during the day, be in there exploring, see what natural sounds I can get, and then obviously go back up an evening, and I know the natural sounds of the house then. But it's just having the time, again, because we have to go to these locations and they're nowhere near us. We have to drive to the locations. So that takes its time in that, doesn't it?
Definitely.
See, I'm going to sack you. So slow with the question.
No. What do you think about what they have experienced there?
It's really hard. When people ask us this, I find it really hard to answer it, only because we haven't been there ourselves. So it's really hard for me to say, oh, it could have been this, or it could have been that, or oh, we experienced the same thing. So I find it really hard.
However, it was
from watching a video, it's very hard.
It's hard to watch it from,
because I don't know if there's any windows open in there. I don't know the weather environment. I don't know if there's any leakage in there. So it's quite hard for me to know.
However, it was very interesting what they did.
It was interesting, definitely.
What do you think about it, Joe? So the exploring is a bit what I love. It was watching exploring videos that brought me to watching the paranormal ones to find all of you.
Yeah, I like watching Urbex videos as well.
So it was actually you that actually found a really big urbexer, really well known, great urbexer, to be fair. What he does, go to all these beautiful locations, and then you got me into it, and then I'd love to go in and do that, and then I was like, do you know what? Let's just do it. I set up the page.
We bought 2 cameras and
really dodgy equipment at first, like camera wise. I didn't know how to edit. I learned all on that.
Our first camera come off Amazon for 250 quid. And we thought it was brilliant.
The audio was very bad.
It was awful. All you heard was static in the background, and then we discovered these. But I was like, why are all these teams wearing these thick microphone things? And Steve was like, I don't know, but we need to buy them. I saw someone new come in today. Claire B.
Hello, Amanda.
And
hello, Claire B. Hope
Good
you're
evening. Hope you're well. We all caught up with the questions. Yeah. Perfect. So you're not ever going to believe I used to. No.
Never say never. You never know. But then again, is anyone ever going to believe?
I do.
Are we going to scientifically prove?
Yeah, I have
that the
proved
paranormal exists?
I have proved it with that breath. I'm telling you, at the asylum, and I can't wait to go back to see if I can make further communication. I'm telling you. Out of interest, everybody that's in this chat at the moment, or if there's viewers at home watching, want to get involved into the chat, feel free to get involved. Who here, are you a believer or non-believer? Let's see in the chat. Let's see who's a believer, who's a non-believer, or who's 50-50. I reckon it's going to be most believers.
I think it's going to be 50-50 or unsure. Well, unsure.
See, already I'm winning. Believer. Susan's 50-50.
Claire's a believer. Kate's a believer.
I thought you were singing instead. I'm a believer.
Claire's a believer. Kate's a believer.
No, you don't get it.
Not...
It's a song, Steve, back in the olden days. Don't
I saw her face.
Yeah, you do know it. Right, so hang on a minute. We're going too far. So we've got a non-believer.
We've got a skeptical believer.
Skeptical. I like that word. We've got a believer. Oh, so Claire used to be a believer, but now she's half and half. That's interesting.
Good evening, Chevon.
Good evening, believer. So Alan wants to believe, but he needs to get more evidence. That's fair.
John's
90%, yeah.
Believer.
And 10%. See, this is interesting. This is like another bit of like my statistics. I like my statistics, don't I?
Ronnie's, I did believe, but now I'm a non-believer.
So what made you not believe? That's interesting. Kate wants you to sing
A duet.
a duet. Paranormal by the sea.
Is it real or is it just fantasy?
They don't know the song. Sorry, guys, that's embarrassing.
No, it is.
No, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. No, believe and don't say. That is really embarrassing. It says, Paranormal by the sea.
Is it real or is it just fantasy? It does say that.
Dollie is the believer.
But Steve don't believe. Together they investigate.
Paranormal by the sea. Paranormal by the sea. Don't you get me in the mood now to have a sing song? Right, carry on. What is it?
Dolly is so brave. Stevie in the skeptic.
It's so quick to run away. Come on.
They
get on
can't
with
themselves. All right, let's forget it.
Yeah.
Right. Since paying attention to teens on YouTube and seeing how many fake evidence, it's killed my belief. But my own personal experiences still hold me in a believing category. So I suppose I'm 50-50.
And that's the thing. When you have your own experience and it's something you've experienced, no one can take that away from you. They really can't. So if it's something that you've experienced, you can hold on to that experience. And if that is paranormal that you experienced, then no one else is gonna like that's the same with me. When I tell people about my experiences and they think I'm crazy or they don't believe me, that's fine. You don't have to believe me, but I've had a paranormal experience and I believe it's paranormal. I genuinely do. So again, you can't take that away from me. And again, with everybody else, with all your stories that you tell us and all your experiences that you tell us as well, no one can take it away from you.
And who are we to take that away from you? You know,
exactly.
You have that experience. If you believe it, that's all that matters.
It is. It really is. And like you said, the paranormal is so big, and there's so many things that come under the paranormal. That is hard anyway, isn't it? To be a believer, to be a non-believer, or to sit in the middle?
Ronnie's come back.
The question, the answer.
Being sucked in by a medium at a low point and all of the debunkers proving so much fake stuff, I now don't believe anymore.
Oh, that's a shame. Sorry to hear about that. So yeah, with the debunkers, it did definitely open my eyes as well to I'm going to say masking, but people might not know what it is. What can I say instead of that? So, like, you know, when you edit a video, I didn't know you could actually put sounds over your video. I didn't know you could put ghosts into your video.
Basically mirror.
Yeah, I didn't know you can manipulate your own video to make it look like stuff's going on. So I didn't know any of that. So I used to watch a big Urbexer. And then from that, I was on my YouTube, and then I was recommended another debunker who's quite big. So I started watching them, and just trying not to say their names. And then I was watching them, and then that's how I found out all the people that fake their evidence. And then that's how I found out about people faking as they're editing. So are you laughing?
I'm just laughing because I remember I was at work and then
I rang them up.
devastated.
I
You
was
rang me up and you
devastated,
goes,
yeah.
oh my God, so-and-so debunked so-and-so, and I can't believe it.
I was devastated because I didn't know you could edit and manipulate your editing or whatever. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So yeah, I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it's not nice when people do that. It's really not nice. But I'm sorry to hear that though, Purple Ronnie. It's not nice at all,
No,
is it?
definitely not.
Unfortunately, there's just so many people out there to make money, and if they quite make a quick buck, they will.
And
they don't care about other people's feelings.
And unfortunately, like you said, yeah, they don't care about other people's feelings. They just want to, you know, not take advantage. But it is kind of taking advantage of people at their low point, which is
I think for that as well, when you're so desperate to get answers from loved ones, and then someone comes along and gives you false hope, that's got to be the worst.
Definitely. Inhumane, I think.
Can you read out Amanda's one? It just goes into blur with me.
I had a pair of glasses go missing in my kitchen, and I definitely put them there on the shelf. So I asked for them back, and when I went back into the kitchen, they were there sitting on the shelf.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. At least if it was the spirit doing it, at least they listened to you. That's brilliant.
But I think it's weird. I don't know if you've had it. I think you might have had it when you physically can't find something, and then literally 2 or 3 weeks later, it just pops into your head and you just go and get it.
Yeah, that's not spirit, Steve. And that's you forgetting where it is.
No.
Because it pops into your head to where it is. I thought he was going to say, and it's weird, I've checked the drawer 1,000 times, but then I go back to that one drawer and it's there. Now that would have been.
Didn't you do that the other day? You checked the drawer for something, you couldn't find it, you went back.
I'm always doing it. And then I just, for some reason, I always talk to my nan. I'm like, stop playing silly with me and just give them back or whatever. And I just say it randomly. I always think of my nan for some reason. And then, yeah, like a day or two, it's there. But then again, I've overlooked it.
True. Meg says there are a handful I watch: Paranormal Quest, Adelaide Horizons,
Haunted
Adelaide Haunted Horizons. Sorry, you guys and PNC. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate every one of you. I was just about to say, Julia, has anyone ever done that? I do it all the time. I put things in the fridge and I don't know why I do it. I put the TV remote in the fridge once. And I was looking everywhere for it. And I was like, where is it? Do you know what? I don't even know why I took the TV remote outside with me. Weird, isn't it?
It's strange.
It is strange how you do.
People can't find their glasses and they're on their head and stuff.
Oh my God, right. I'll tell you something funny. So I was in McDonald's and I thought I'd put my phone on the counter to get my food. So I was like, I don't know what it was. I was like driving home because I was taking the meal away with me. And I was driving home, yeah. And I got home, yeah, and I was like, oh my God, the last place I had my phone was on the McDonald's counter, right? I've drove all the way to McDonald's, yeah. Gone to them, my phone was here, like, you know, having a go, my phone was here, check the camera, someone stolen my phone, rah. It's only sitting on my seat in the passenger side, ain't it? I felt right silly. I felt like I had to go in there and apologise to him, and I thought, oh my God, just got in there shouting that someone stolen my phone, and the whole time it was on the seat. Don't even know how It was there though the whole time. It must have been there. How did I overlook that? Oh, it's just it's really bad. Oh my god, have you girls ever done it as well with your handbag? And you just for a quick second, Jess, you've got into a shop and you're walking around, and for a quick second, you get that horrible, dreaded that you've lost something. Your stomach goes funny, you start getting heart palpitations. You're like, my bag, I've left my bag in the change room with my handbag. No, it's sitting on your shoulder the whole time. It's bad. It's bad.
Before I put another question up, good night, John. Thank you for popping in, and hope your headache goes away.
Where's John? Oh, bless you. Good night, John. I know exactly how you feel. I keep rubbing. I don't know if you noticed, but I keep rubbing my head. I've had a headache as well. I had a pain at the side of my face. Monday morning it started, and it's kind of went off a little bit, but then it wasn't Monday, it was Sunday, sorry. It was Sunday, wasn't I? I didn't feel well. Sunday, and ever since Sunday, it's like it's cut up, like coming back on and off, if that makes sense. Hence why I've been rubbing my head in that. So I know exactly how you feel. Take care, John, and I'll speak to you soon.
This is a question from Sam. How much harm are the fakers causing to the credible of all the genuine teams like yourself and other teams in the community?
Well, I like to think the people that watch fakers wouldn't watch us because we're not entertaining to them. So I would like to think that their audience is their audience, and we wouldn't get people that watched them watch us because we investigate completely different. You know, we don't get things flying across the room constantly, things smashing. So, but in terms of harm, I think it can do a lot of harm because
it's not a true reflection of what happens.
No, because I think it can, in respect of harm, not just to other channels, I think it can harm new investigators. So if you're a new investigator and you think that you're going to walk into a new abandoned building and you think all these things are going to come at you, or all your equipment's going to go off, or doors are going to slam, or things are going to get chucked across the room, that is just, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. If only it did happen, it'd be brilliant, but it doesn't happen, unfortunately. So I think in that respect of new people going out and investigating and thinking that is the way that you do investigate, no.
It does give the wrong perception, because when we first started this journey, I was proper excited, thinking we was going to get paranormal every location we went to because of channels we watched. And then when you don't get that and you're there 3, 4, 5 hours and you get nothing week after week, you do feel a bit deflated, and you do think and you question. And then obviously where you saw the debunking channels, and when you actually watch them, it is an eye opener for me anyway.
Definitely, yeah. But it's not, that is not how it, a true reflection of the paranormal, that is not how it is with the fake team. So don't for 1 minute think, you're going to get your camera and you're going to walk into an abandoned building and stuff's going to fly everywhere, because it doesn't happen. Most of the time it is quite quiet, or you'll get mice. That's what you've got to look out for. So you've got to look out for rodents, you've got to look out for people outside, noise travels, leakage in the property, within the property. If the property's been smashed, things falling down, rodents in the ceiling, people going across the driveway and the rumbling, that can also make noises. Can also make doors move on their own and slam. So it's just got to think of all these different things when you're going into this property. So there is a lot of, I suppose you could say, science behind it. And I think there's a lot of, you can't just get your camera and walk into a building. I mean, you can if you want to, but I like to look right into it, like Victorian plumbing. I looked into that as well. That can make the building sometimes make funny noises. I think somebody said something. You go up a little bit. I don't want to miss anybody. Sorry if we're missing anybody. Just put it in massive capitals and shout at us. Because, my mouse man isn't very good.
Was it Jay?
Yeah, I think it was Jay, just saying about 90% it's our brain playing tricks on us.
I think you could be right there, to be fair. And sometimes you may be frightening yourself before you even go into these places.
You do.
Well, I know I do. When I go to,
when it says you're like 2 minutes away on the pin on the
when we're 2 minutes away from a location, my stomach goes mad. It's just.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when Steve gets nervous on camera, you'll see that he gets really dry, and he talks with a lisp.
Or I'll laugh.
Yeah, or he laughs. He laughs when he's nervous.
When I'm nervous, I'll laugh because I'll try and shake it off.
But yeah, you do get nervous, don't you?
I do. I think everyone gets nervous.
Yeah, you would do because you're going into the unknown. Of course,
Because
it's not of the paranormal. It doesn't frighten me, the paranormal.
although
It doesn't.
technically you are allowed to go into these places, it's a grey area. You still know you shouldn't be there, and you're probably subconsciously thinking you're actually in someone's home.
That's what I do. That's the thing. Like, I don't want someone coming in there angry, going, "Oh, this is my grandmother's house. What are you doing in here?" And some people seeing people in a loved one's home are going to get emotional. They are going to get angry. They are going to, maybe think irrational. Get really in your face and that. So that's just the one thing you've got to look out for. But I completely understand, and you will see in this week's video how we handle a situation, just with respect. No one needs to shout. If you approach somebody calmly that's coming at you aggressively, it does tame the situation, doesn't it? But yeah, it'll all be revealed on Sunday if Steve gets edited. Amanda's, yeah, one of them.
Let me quickly pop it up. You both are doing amazing because you're real. Lots of investigators fake it, so I can't watch them anymore.
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank you
Amanda.
very much.
Thank you. But yeah, Julie, Steve's face does say, "Oh, it really does." And sometimes he'll just stand there staring.
Yeah.
Don't you? You just go into I think you're just thinking about what happens, how you're going to react, when you shouldn't. You should be there for the investigation.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm not there just for me. I have to, if I was on my own, I could probably run away. Whereas I have to, make sure you're safe. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a poker face.
No, he doesn't, does he?
Yeah, Steve, it's really unbelievable what anxiety can do to us. And I think that has a lot to do with it, but not all.
Definitely.
I agree with that.
Definitely. I think anxiety can play a lot in mind tricking you.
I think the mind is a very powerful thing, and it can do,
And also as well, what I found is going into, and I'll say it on camera as well. So if I'm in a building and I hear something, and you don't, I do say, "Oh, it could be noise pareidolia," because sometimes we're in isolated locations. So these locations we're in, sometimes they're in the middle of the nowhere. You don't even hear an owl or a fox. They're in the middle of nowhere. You don't hear anything. So if you're standing there for a long time, especially if we've been in the building an hour before we've even got the cameras on or whatever, or you're doing B-roll, whatever, and you've been in there for so long and it's so quiet, and it is so quiet, can noise pareidolia play a part as well? So that's another thing you have to think about.
Yeah.
So when we review the evidence, if nothing is picked up on any of either the mics or the cameras or the static camera, then you always put, don't you?
Oh,
nothing was caught. So you make up your own minds. Like, I heard it, but nobody else did. So again, could it be spirit only wanting to talk to me? Possibly. Or could it be noise pareidolia? Probably. So you know what I mean? We always leave it up to you guys.
Chevron says it's opened my eyes to how many abandoned buildings there are. It's crazy.
So the other day we wasn't even going to these weren't even pins. We were just driving down a certain road and we found 4.
Yeah, we found
4 down a road, abandoned buildings.
All boarded up.
You couldn't get in them all.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It's a shame really that they are left. And there's unfortunately so many people that are looking for housing and stuff. And you've got all these empty abandoned places.
Some of them that we've been in are quite new as well. And you think to yourself wow.
All it would need is a little check and you can have someone in there.
Yeah. Shame. I think a lot of them are probate, if I'm honest with you. We weren't ones the other day we couldn't get into, but I had all probate stickers on saying this house is currently going through probate. Please do not enter. So I think a lot of them are probate.
Welcome to the real ghost. I mean,
definitely, Justin. Definitely, it's just standing around talking to mouldy walls.
A remote location does keep your audio clean from contamination.
Definitely. So that is. I think that's a massive bonus with isolated locations. Is that noise contamination is going to be minimum. But again, when you're in a when you're in a building or an isolated building, and it is so quiet, that's when I think to myself, am I hearing things? Is it noise pareidolia? Because if you don't hear it, then maybe it was a bit noise pareidolia. That's why we always check our evidence, and we'll always say,
if nothing was caught on the camera, we'd always write that at the bottom.
Or sometimes when we're there, we'll hear something. It happened at the chapel, for instance. I heard something, but then when we reviewed the footage, you clearly see my foot moving. So it was just me. It was my foot moving, but in the audio, it sounded completely different, didn't it? So that's why we put it was Dolly moving. Same with if we capture unexplainable things, we'll always show both cameras so you can see both of us when we do the replays. Because we've got nothing to hide, have we? Just put everything in.
Why not?
Dog's had enough. Just push me out of the way.
It's hard being an animal.
Yeah, isn't it just? So yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to ask us? Anything you want to say? Yeah, exactly, Justin. I was saying earlier on about that. When we first started our channel, we only did graveyards because that's all we knew about. We didn't know about abandoned buildings and stuff. And a few people have requested that we do go back to graveyard, but it's so hard for us because we don't use equipment, ghost equipment anyway. It's really hard for us to stand there and listen to the noises because, like you say, owls. We found a lot of owls recently in the countryside. Owls, foxes, twigs falling off trees, the wind blowing the leaves, badgers, they run across you really quickly down up footsteps. So yeah, it's really, really hard to do an outdoor investigation without equipment. We would love to come to Scotland and do investigations, Mags.
We do have a few places.
We do actually have some lovely places in Scotland. It's just getting there. Honestly, we will eventually travel round. It's just when we can, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to visit Scotland anyway, just to do sightseeing anyway, because it's a lovely part of the country. But yeah, it'd be nice to go up there for a week, do a bit, and then a bit of investigation
as well. Yeah, it'd be lovely.
It'd be nice.
Scotland's meant to be really beautiful as well,
especially the Highlands.
Yeah.
Fell over a gravestone once. Night vision, not a good look.
You fell down a rabbit hole, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
That was really bad. That's another thing as well. People don't realise how dangerous paranormal investigations are. Like, one for buildings, because you can fall through the ceiling, as we know when we went out with Paul and Claire.
Yeah.
You nearly fell downstairs before because there was a stair missing. Yeah, loads of things.
The floors are spongy.
We went to a house once and it was like a crooked house. It was really, you went to go in there, didn't you? And you was like, no, I don't think so. So yeah, you've just got all these dangers as well.
Sheffield said, so you must live by the sea.
Kind of.
Yeah, not too far.
Kind of, but yeah, that's where Steve bought the name. Good night, Amanda.
Good
I
night.
hope you have a lovely evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you so much for popping in. Yeah, definitely, Julie.
Yeah, you need some shin pads.
That's another reason I just couldn't afford to go night vision, because if I fall or anything, that's me done, I think, with my back. So I just couldn't afford to do night vision. Not with me.
See, for me, the only good thing about night vision is
you won't get caught.
You won't get caught. I personally, well, at first I wanted night vision, but I see why you like having it in colour, because people get to see what we see. And if that's like, something falls over, you can actually see it clearly. Yeah.
And also as well, if I was watching an investigation, I would want to feel like I'm there with them. I want to feel all the, I want to see everything that they see. And if they hear noises, I want to hear the noises. You can't in night vision. It's really hard to see anything in night vision. So for me, it's all about bringing my audience on my journey with me. That's why I like the lights on, and you get to see what we see as well. And if something does fall over, like that mop handle that fell over when we was at the pub, or the ball going down the stairs or whatever. You're not going to see it in night vision, but when you're seeing it in the, is it daylight vision? I don't know.
Colour,
with a light
yeah.
on, yeah, with colour. If you see it in colour, you're going to see it. So it's easier to debunk it, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say.
Jay says, sorry everyone, I know my opinions don't sit well with everyone, and I honestly don't mean any offence to anyone who has experienced anything, because I have myself, but I just like to keep my mind open wide.
That's a great thing, Jay, about everyone having their own opinion. Like, I have loads of opinions. As I say, it's my opinion and my opinion only. Especially with the Ouija boards, like I'll use them and I'll keep using them because they've not done anything, if that makes sense for me. Nothing's ever come out of it. So, but that's good. It's good that everyone has their own experiences. It's good that everyone has their own opinions. And it's great that me and Steve work so well together because, again, we argue a lot because he is a skeptic.
I was just reading Justin's comment. Wouldn't do abandoned places anymore, not after getting monitored by a police helicopter overhead. To shout myself. I think I would as well. We did when the dogs come in, didn't we? They had the dogs on the
I had a taser pointed at me, Steve. Come on. I had a taser pointed at me because
you ran towards him.
Yeah, I did. I walked towards him. I didn't expect him to have a taser out.
I wanted to hide, and you ran.
He tried. He was like, "Let's go and hide in the loft." I was like, "No, I'm just going to go and confront them to see what they want." You were like, "No, don't do that." Then he tried to hide from dogs. Dogs, seriously, he was going to hide from dogs. I just went straight at them. I was like, "Look, I'm exploring the abandoned building." God, they were brutal though, weren't they? They grabbed us, took all of our stuff off of us.
But the police up north were very nice.
Police up north were nice, yeah. They were actually telling us where not to go, weren't they? Well, we've not had a helicopter yet, Justin, so yeah.
That must have been an experience.
Oh dear.
I think that would put me off going as well, if I'm being honest.
What, helicopter?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think a taser.
They
can't tase you from a helicopter.
Yeah, but if they put a helicopter out, they think something's seriously wrong. And then there's probably about 20 or 30 units coming for you.
What was Justin doing for a helicopter to come out? Was you in like some secure location?
Yeah, dog would use Ste as a chew toy. That was the place where I saw scratches, and you said,
I thought bear was
said it's their bears. I
thought those bears. No, but now we know what it is.
Now we know it's the dogs scratching the doors.
Yeah, trying to, because obviously someone's got in there and probably shut the door and hid.
Dogs.
It's definitely good to have different opinions, Sam. Definitely, and that's what I like about our chat.
It's heat rising.
It's just the heat rising. That's what I like about our chat. That's why I say it's a safe space for everyone. We're all going to disagree about things, and we're all going to agree about things, and that's what's so great. Everybody has their own opinions, as long as you're not disrespectful in the chat, and as long as we're all respectful to each other, then it's okay to have different opinions, isn't it?
Yeah. Good night, Mystique. Thank you for popping in.
Good night. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
No, I was in an abandoned asylum. I think they were after lead robbers.
Yeah, that's right.
But they found me and my mates instead.
Yeah, that's the problem. We were saying about people stealing lead.
I mean, we've actually been in a location before, and people have come in, but they didn't care that we've been there, and they're just stripping copper.
Yeah, and we left straight away.
We left. Not having no involvement in that.
No.
I don't want to be there.
No.
Just want to get out.
No, definitely not. Yeah, can you let us know what asylum it was, please? Because we don't want to go there. Yeah, if you could just drop us the asylum, that would be great, Justin. Yeah. Oh dear. It's been nice to have a chat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. We ain't been on for ages, have we? It's nice.
No, it's nice to come on. We'll do some more chats as well. It's just life's been hectic at the moment, guys.
Maybe we can start doing a topic or something like we did before.
Yeah, so I know you guys really enjoyed my Jack the Ripper. Was it really Jackie the Ripper? Was Jack the Ripper a woman? I know you guys really like the deep dive on that, so I will find another topic and we'll have a little discussion, a little chat, and it'll be, again, I just love discussions. Do you?
Yeah, it's nice to hear everyone's views and opinions. And it's nice that not everyone has the same view.
Yeah.
It's nice everyone's different. Everyone brings something to the table. And I know at the end of the Jack the Ripper talk that we did, it did change my perception of who it could have been, because I thought
Did
it would
it?
have been some royalty.
Oh, see, no,
But
I went right.
when
I
you
went
said
for a
about
right deep
female,
dive,
it
yeah.
actually made me think
And I
a
went
female midwife could have been.
which I went right into it deep dive. Yeah, with me, they don't cut corners. So yeah, that was good. I'll think of another topic, or if you guys have got any topics that you want me to deep dive into. I love cases that are unsolved, so I'm gonna have a look into them. If you guys have got any, I'm getting old. Keep forgetting what I'm saying. If you guys have got any suggestions or anything you want to talk about, or any topics, or you want me to do a deep dive again about unsolved mysteries, let me know in the comments. Once we end the live, just type. Can you comment on live?
You can comment, yeah.
Yeah, just let us know.
And then we can put a poll up, and then
We'll put a poll up when
choose what
I'll have
we
a deep
talk about.
dive, and we'll we'll do that, because I really did enjoy the Jack the Ripper one. Yes, Mags, the Jack the Ripper tour is amazing. I did it, Steve did it, we loved it, didn't we? And we went to the museum as well with all the artifacts in it, so that was really good.
Although no one got to answer the questions on the tour because you kept on jumping in.
I know.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Miss Marple.
Yeah, they must have thought, what a day to go with her.
I bet they went and they went, that bloody woman.
Yeah, and
I
bet they called. I bet they went. I bet like someone went, Ron, fancy taking you on a Saturday with that woman there. I can't control myself when I've got questions though. Still, I just kept going, didn't I? Kept going, and I was coming up with all these theories, and the woman must have thought, how do you know more than me? Love history. I love Henry VIII as well. I love Henry VIII as well.
No, you're obsessed with
I really do love Henry VIII as well. Oh, Claire said she's Mr. Stiller's lies. Thank you.
Thank you.
The asylum's not near us, so we're all good.
Northampton.
Yeah, we're all good. That's all good.
A few hours away.
Yeah. Can you
what do you need me to do?
Jay, I can't when it's black
You
and
need
white.
it in blue.
Yeah,
that's why, in my opinion, you guys are the best real paranormal investigators, because when it comes to the paranormal, you have different opinions, and even Dolly has an open mind. Oh, thank you, Joe.
Oh, thank you, Jay. That's so lovely. Thank you. Yeah, we try.
It's nice.
Yeah. You know what? It's really, really nice to see how many people comment on our videos, because we're only a small channel, and how many people are leaving. They're just all leaving such lovely, amazing comments. And we do read all your comments, and we do reply back to all your comments. And honestly, you guys do not know how confident you've made Steve feel with all your comments. Honestly, if it wasn't for you guys commenting and saying how you're enjoying the videos, etc., Steve wouldn't be this confident. Because honestly, at the beginning, there was a few negative comments that did knock Steve right down, and he was ready to give up and quit. And honestly, it knocked him down so bad that he was going to give the channel up completely. And honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, Steve wouldn't be this confident. So I can only thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because you guys are amazing. You really are amazing. And we want to thank every single one of you, and our mods, and everyone that's in our lives.
Everyone that's donated, super chats,
members,
everyone really.
Everyone that comments, everyone that's in our premieres on Sundays, just thank you so much. It means so much to us. Because again, we are small. We didn't even think that we would. We didn't think
we'd get one person watch. We just wanted to document our journey, and
yeah,
we've got people watching. It's just amazing. The same faces each week. Now we're part of a community that all stick together. Yeah, I was just about to say, the community is amazing, absolutely amazing. If you know, met some amazing teams, amazing people. We really have. And so we honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much, because we don't get to say it in person. We only get to say it via comments. So we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Because you guys are amazing. You really are. And the community is amazing as well. Oh, thank you, Claire. Thank you so much. And Julie, thank you so much. And thank you, Cheza. Just Cheza. Yeah, no, that's just the one for you. Oh, thank you so much, darling. Thank you to everybody. Honestly, you guys are amazing.
But yeah, I think we better wrap up. Got work in the morning, haven't we, early? And thank you so much, Chevron Angels.
Sorry if we got that wrong.
Sorry, I'm so sorry if I'm getting all these names wrong. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I just don't see the point in faking evidence. Look, at the end of the day, I'm passionate. I'm an investigator. I'm going to go out there and I'm getting all this evidence for you guys and bringing all my evidence to the table. And it's always going to be up to you guys to decide whether you feel we've caught paranormal or we haven't caught paranormal. I'm not here to change anybody's mind about the paranormal at all. And that's not my mission. It's not my aim. It literally is just to prove the paranormal for me. You know, I'm going out there and I'm proving it to everybody. Whether you believe in the proof that I'm giving to you is a different story. You know, I don't care if you don't believe in it. You know, it's just what I want to do, and it is my passion. And I would never push the paranormal onto anybody. You know, we're not here to, you know. That's why I said there's just no point in faking it, is there?
Definitely not. And if you don't believe in the paranormal, you get to see inside these lovely places.
Yeah,
as I like to go in and have a look at.
And if you don't believe in the paranormal, we want to hear why you don't believe in the paranormal. Again, our chat is a safe place for everybody to talk. And if you disagree with us, that's fine, because not everybody is going to agree with us, and that's fine. It's fine not to agree with everybody. We've seen with us two on set, we're always rowing. And
you never know, through the journey that we're going through, I may believe, and then people who don't believe may start to believe. So
yeah, it's just want to bring real evidence, and then you guys at home can decide whether you feel that's real or that's not. That's why we try to debunk as much as we can, isn't it? We do try and debunk as much as we can. And hence another reason why we got rid of all the equipment, because we don't want to give false positives to anybody.
So on that note, I think we better let you lovely people go.
Yeah, we better let you lovely people go to bed or enjoy the rest of your day if you're in a different time zone. And I just want to say thank you so much for everybody that has come into our live tonight. I think at one point we had about 30. That's a lot really for us. It's a lot for us. So we really appreciate that, don't we?
You do.
So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for coming into our live tonight. And
there will be a video same time,
Sunday 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, that one.
It is. It's a nice
I can't wait to review it.
And,
I want to read the evidence on that, actually.
I've still got to edit that one, but it will be ready for Sunday. And yeah, hopefully we do another live next week, or we'll get a live sorted in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah,
hopefully we'll do another live soon. And yeah, again, if you guys want a topic, or if you guys want me to deep dive a mystery crime or whatever, just let me know and I'll have a little look into it. Or if you just want a discussion about something, it's entirely up to you guys. Or if you just want to come in here and have a chit chat, then that's absolutely fine too. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and have a great week and have a great evening wherever you are in the world. Have a great day, and yeah, we're going to send love as always to you guys. And should we leave them with a song?
Shall we leave them with a song?
Shall we leave them with a song?
I don't know. Shall we leave them with a song?
Paranormal by the Sea.
Is it real or is it just fantasy?
Close to the coast, you can feel the breeze. Mindful of ghostly tales washing up on the beach. Dollie is the believer, but Ste don't believe. Together they investigate. Paranormal by the Sea. Paranormal by the Sea. Is there really ghosts, or is it all just fantasy? Dollie is on a mission, she has something to prove. Ste is a true skeptic, together they're unmoved. Paranormal by the Sea. Paranormal by the Sea. Paranormal by the Sea. Dollie stands her ground, so strong and so brave. Ste, being the skeptic, is so quick to run away. Debunk those jump scare sounds when there is truth it's all around. If Dollie can't debunk it, she is backed up by Ste. If he can't debunk it, they ask the community. If the community can't debunk it, and they all agree, bringing in the evidence. Paranormal by the Sea. 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 There really ghosts, or is it all just fantasy? Dollie is on a mission, she has something to prove. Steve's a true skeptic, together they're unmoved. Paranormal by the Sea. Paranormal by the Sea. Paranormal by the Sea. Paranormal by the Sea.
Paranormal by the Sea.
Is it real or was it just fantasy?
And on that note, good night, everybody.